everybody. Welcome to Saint Misbehavin', the podcast about saints from people who are not. I am your host, Matthew Shadorn, and I am joined, as always, by someone who, despite all evidence to the contrary, is Anna Domini. Anna, how are you doing today?
Well, now I'm very confused. Where is the evidence to the contrary that I am me? Where's this come from?
I don't know. I've just heard some rumors, and I hate to spread them in
Wow.
this venue, but I'm willing to go ahead as it is now with the quote-unquote Anna Domini on the line. But we'll
that's
see.
The thing. You can't always have the Anna Domini that you want. You just have to work with the Anna Domini that you have, right?
Right. I was surprised that there are other Anna Domini.
Were we talking last time about the Anna Domini, who's like the CEO of a big company, and I get phone calls that are clearly intended for her sometimes.
Do you sometimes get phone calls and they're like, what should we do about the situation? You're like, sell everything. Really try to tank her career.
Well, next time I definitely should.
Yeah, you'd be like, you know what? Step number 1 is fire Bob.
Nah, it's always external things. So it's always like people who have paid some company to give over contact details that I definitely didn't consent to, and then like they're like, oh, we see that you are the CEO of this random company, can we sell you our, like, I don't know, consultancy services? And so I wouldn't actually be able to wreak any havoc, because if I was like, yes, I'll buy it all, then they would be like, okay, how do we pay for this? Or like, you know,
you should be like, well, yeah, why don't you bring your whole team in for a meeting on Monday? But then they'll call you like, hey, we're at the front desk of the building, and they say they don't know anything about a meeting.
I'll just never pick up my phone ever again. That's the play.
That'd be fun. Anyways, it's weird that there's others with such a stupid name. But anyways.
Yeah, thank you.
Anna.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm not too bad, actually. I had quite a nice bank holiday. Went to Wales, climbed a hill very slowly.
Wow, whole hill.
But I did do it. Yeah.
And just fell down the other side?
Pretty much. I was really tempted. I was like to Nanny, would you let me get in the car if I rolled through all that mud? I was like, well, I'd rather you didn't.
Not the front of the car, but the trunk.
But yeah, I was so tempted to just fall over and never move ever again after I got up. But I thought I would not be able to move the next day, and I was. So that's progress.
Is that the miraculous thing that you've done this week, or have you done anything miraculous, or have you done anything saintly, or experienced anything miraculous?
Let's call it that. Yeah. I guess, like, you know, in oldie, like, sainty, chronically terms, it would probably be, you know, me as a cripple managed to walk up a hill. And again, not my phrase.
Right.
The venerable Bede or whatever. That's how he would describe me, right? So the saint would probably be Danny in this situation, because he motivated an invalid to get to the top of a hill.
Good for him.
And then I could see like lots of hills and stuff on the top. So it's like
nice.
Fairly biblical, really. Like the clouds kind of parted and I could see things.
Did you see a bunch of hills from the top, and Danny's like, okay, hill number 1 is down. On to...
Well, anyways. we kind of mistimed our excursion, and because we thought the Formula 1 was starting at 3, and we were about halfway up the hill, and he realised that the Formula 1 was actually starting at 2, and there was no way we would get back in time.
Oh no.
And yeah, but he was like, well, we're halfway up now, we're not abandoning it now. So yeah.
So you just sat on the hillside and watched Formula 1 on your phones?
No, he made peace with the idea of missing half of it. So that was quite saintly. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a new baby. Her name is Kamala Harris. Hey, please vote. No, the miraculous thing that's happened lately is that I got a new son.
Got a new son. That makes it sound like you traded in the old one.
Oh, the old one was just not working at all. Number 1, redheaded. All right.
Reject. Press the rejection button straight away.
Sorry. And I sat him down. I was like, if you had been trying harder, we wouldn't have had to replace you. But, we have an additional son.
There we go. Yeah. That's better.
We got a spare, an extra one. Yeah. I don't know. Fergus, he was born just after the Oxford Comedy Festival ended.
That was the miracle, that he wasn't born in the middle.
Timed that perfectly, because Alice's Alice's water broke about 5 hours after the last show ended.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, and he's great. He's huge. He's 4 weeks old now.
Is he huge? He seemed really tiny when I met him, but he was 5 days old when I met him.
That was so much bigger now.
Really?
He's so much bigger now. Yeah, he's like.
Is he following the Tavish trajectory?
Pretty much, yeah. He came out smaller. Like he came out about half a pound smaller.
Yeah, he was tiny when I met him.
And but now he's just bigger and bigger and bigger. He's just getting bigger. So, but he's been good. He's been he's been keeping us up, especially Alice, because Alice feeding him basically every hour or so.
Well, then it's good that he's getting bigger, right? It's like that correlates. It's like the input and the output are matching up.
Yeah, our energy and youth are being drained into him. Like the little vampire he is. So after a baby's born, like that first week, they often lose weight because they are just growing at such a pitch, and like
they're no longer getting everything straight from the placenta, right? So it's like they have to do more
work,
processes of their own. Yeah.
And so they usually lose about 10% of their body weight or something like that, or some insane amount.
Mm-hmm.
And he only lost 5%, and then after the first week he basically stopped losing weight. He just so it was he reversed that really fast,
right?
Which is good for him. And I don't know, whatever. He's already out of the newborn clothes.
Right, I was gonna say, yeah.
Those went 2 weeks ago.
Oh, how many wears did he get out of the little vest that I got him then? I imagine not many before he grew out of them.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what anybody who gave us. I think we sent you a picture of it, right? Of him in it. Yeah, because any clothes that people gave us, as soon as
you just put them on to take photos, and then he grew out of them straight away.
Some of them, yeah. Wow. But we just take pictures immediately because it's this is probably a one and done opportunity. It's
my goodness.
He's just tearing through clothes like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so I have this baby now. Other exciting things.
You sound very I have this baby now, like it just kind of happened to you without you really expecting it.
Yeah, as if it's like a mattress I'm trying to get rid of or something.
Oh my God.
I have to take this mattress someplace. I don't know where. Anyways, no, he's fine. It's good. He's good. He's very healthy. He's very strong. He is good. Yeah, he's a good baby. I don't know. Their babies are so supremely boring. And
wow.
But you put them in little outfits and it's cute,
Yeah.
So they got to train on it or something. And or we dressed him and his brother up they both had hoodies.
In the same outfits?
Well, no, they both have hoodies that have dinosaur spikes on the hood and down the back.
Oh, nice.
So we put them on both of them, and we went to the Natural History Museum one day.
Oh,
and
a little pair of little dinos.
Yeah, they're little dinosaurs, and so that's adorable. So
that is pretty adorable.
Can't beat that. But anyways, all right. So Anna, today is September 1st, 2024.
Yes.
Who is today's saint?
Today's saint is Saint Giles.
Saint Giles.
Yeah, you don't seem.
Wait a minute.
Go on.
Wait, with a G?
Yeah.
Wait, is this like that street here in Oxford that's...
Indeed.
But I always say it Giles.
Oh my God.
Giles?
Oh my God. It's definitely Giles. This isn't like GIF. It's definitely Giles.
Well, I always said it as Giles.
Really? This whole time you've lived in Oxford, you've been like, oh yeah, I'll meet you just off St. Giles. And no one's corrected you.
Well, you know what? I'm not meeting people on St. Giles. Sometimes it mostly comes up when that they have like a street fair there. I have to go to St. Giles Street Fair.
And you say you're going to the St. Giles Fair. Bloody hell.
I think I say...
How do you have any friends?
I don't, number one.
Well, yeah, because your best friend, you keep putting them down. It's me.
What, Sarah? I would never.
Wow. Wow. Well, Giles is also known as Aegidius, Aegidus, Aegiades, Aegigos, Aegidio,
Aegidius. Wait a minute, that last one you just stuttered, didn't you?
No, Gilgan, Gilgian, Gils, Ilg, Ilgun, and Jilg. So Giles is the most normal pronunciation we've got.
You sure you didn't just fall asleep on your keyboard and
especially with Aegidius, that was particularly of a stuttery, but
bad, yeah. It's Giles or any
no, it's Giles
combination of
or G's. Yeah, just a load of G's and I's and L's.
If I just start just saying G sounds, eventually I'll get to one of his names. Okay.
Well, you say that, but I think if you told a taxi driver to take you or to drop you off at Saint Giles. They might just kick you out and then run you over, and that's what you would deserve.
Well, so I should be like, take me to Saint
Giles. Yeah, no, don't do that either.
Like, right away, sir.
Yes, they would be like that because they are in fact from an American cartoon about Britain.
Anyways, so what's Saint Giles's
His
deal?
Very good, very good. So his dates are approximately 650 to 710, and he was around mainly in France. So yeah, in French, there's a town that's like where his abbey was. We'll get into that, but it's in French. I'm fairly sure that I can confidently say it's pronounced Saint Giles. So it's definitely Giles and not Giles, like definitely not a hard G. So the French corroborates that, and I know how much you tolerate and respect the French. So
yeah, well, the French say it, yeah. I can't count on, but the French
but
I can always.
You always defer to the French, yeah.
That's true.
So
what was his feast day again?
Oh well, that's because I haven't told you, but it's today, the 1st of September, and that's why the St Giles Fair is always the first Monday and Tuesday after the 1st.
Oh,
because it's like a celebration of his feast day. Yeah, there you go.
That makes sense. Yeah,
you can be a tourist.
And when in Oxford in that specific 2-day period.
Yeah, if you go to St Giles, you will. It won't be a very saintly experience. You will be assaulted by a lot of loud noise and lights, and it is quite a sensory overload if you have any kind of
They've got carnival ride. They've got a helter skelter.
Yeah, it's great fun, but it's definitely augmented by wearing earplugs, I would say.
Perhaps.
I don't know. I haven't been since 2020, so.
They have a lot of carnival games, and I'm really good at the shooting games they have there.
Oh, that'll be your American genes with your gun-loving genetics. But yeah, it's the same St. Giles, and that is why the fair is tomorrow, I guess, when this goes out.
Oh yeah.
So we know very little about Giles's actual life because most of his hagiography comes from legends, including one Latin one from the 10th century, so a couple of 100 years after he died, and the Golden Legend, which is a collection of hagiographies compiled in the 13th century. So again, not eyewitness accounts. And there were also a couple of disputed papal bulls that mention him, but they're disputed, so we'll get to those in a bit.
You can't trust those bulls.
No.
They're full of bullshit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the papal bullshit is the official theological term. No offense if there are any Catholics still listening, which I doubt.
Or bulls.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, we don't have a problem with bulls, just their poop, right?
Yeah.
So
but again, we have a problem with everybody's poop. It's just keep that to yourself.
Yes,
or in the I mean, don't keep it to yourself, please. But please
better
just
out than in, for
and,
sure. But
but in toilets.
But don't throw it in rivers. Crucial.
No.
So the Golden Legend says that Giles was born in Greece to King Theodore and Queen Pelagia of Athens. So humble background.
Yeah, so he's a prince.
Yeah, I mean Giles is quite an aristocratic name, isn't it?
So I don't know if I ever met a Giles.
Well, you would. Well, exactly. Not to cast aspersions on the circles that you move in.
All right,
but
that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you thought it would be pronounced Giles, which I don't know if that sounds more or less aristocratic.
Maybe I've met a bunch of Giles and then I've called them the wrong name and they've just
they hate you.
They hate me, yeah.
Anyway, the only details I could find of his childhood after his birth seem very made up, as if the person who wrote them was really had a word count that they were trying to hit, and so they just elaborated a lot more than necessary. So this account says, his parents were Christians, so the boy was brought up most carefully and taught all that a prince should know, which is a bit weird because I don't think there's actually much overlap between courtly etiquette and Christianity, but I mean, who am I to say?
Like, what does a prince need to know? How to bow,
avoid tax,
which really roughly shirt to wear,
or like a plausible way to deny that you are good friends with the head of a paedophile ring, or that you had sex with someone who's been trafficked. That it's weird because none of that's in the New Testament as far as I can tell.
Weird.
He was a dreamy, quiet boy, and what he loved best was to wander out in the green woods by himself with no companions but the animals and birds and flowers.
and he'd sing a song.
So this is still from the account where I'm suspecting it's all kind of made up. He would lie for hours watching the birds busily build their nests, or the rabbits as they timidly peeped out at him out of their holes.
Are you just like cribbing from Disney movies now? Yeah, this is
pretty much. Like, yeah, this account, as I said, they clearly had a word count that they were trying to reach, and they were just like, so he was friends with birds. Those are the ones with nests and wings. And I'm very familiar with this technique because that's how I did all my uni essays.
He would watch the birds fly through the air, over the ground, one might say.
Yeah. And soon all the woodland creatures began to look upon him as their friend, and even the wildest would come gradually nearer and nearer, almost within reach of his hand, and they seemed to listen when he talked to them as if they could understand what he said. One thing they certainly did understand was that he loved them and would do them no harm.
Oh, that's very sweet. What a sweet young boy. He is a dreamy young boy.
Yeah, he dreamy, a dreamy prince. Saint Giles could not bear to see anything suffer, and his pity was great for all those in pain. And he would often mend a bird's broken wing. That's the bit that they fly with. No, that bit I added myself there. Or bind up a little furry foot that had been torn in a trap. And the birds and beasts always lay quiet under his hand and seemed to know that he would cure them, even though the touch might hurt. So yeah, he was. Oh. You don't look impressed at his little veterinary hobby.
I don't know. It's just extremely pleasant and like adorable.
And you're like, when's it gonna turn?
I don't know. I just feel like you're setting me. I'm just like, what am I supposed to say to this? That's adorable.
Yeah,
for a young boy.
Like I'm setting you up to root for someone who's about to do something terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like we were at a playgroup today, and my son pushed another kid, and I'm just like, why can't my kid be more like Saint Giles?
Well, maybe you should have called him Giles or Giles.
I was never on the list.
Fair enough. If you had wanted your kid to be more like St. Giles, you might not enjoy this next sentence. When his parents died, there you go. See,
no.
When his parents died,
because they found him in the woods one day. There were just wolves there, and the wolves didn't think that his parents were as cool as he was.
I see. So they didn't hurt him, but they mauled his parents to death. No, it doesn't say. I think it was natural causes though, or maybe political ones because they were royals. But when they died,
but did they die at the same time?
You know how it is. The dad dies, and he's the important one. So, like. I mean, we know even less about his mum than his dad, but I'm guessing. So the next part of the sentence is Giles gave his inheritance away to the poor. So I'm guessing it probably means when his dad died, because that's when you would get the inheritance, right?
Right. Okay. So maybe like one died and they were so in love that the other one died of a broken heart.
Yeah, or when Giles gave his inheritance away to the poor, he didn't keep any back to look after his mum. Who knows?
Okay. His parents died. They were leaving the opera one day, and they went down the wrong alley, and they were shot by a mugger.
This is the Saint hagiography of Batman.
Oh my gosh.
See, I set it up by saying he loved all the little animals, especially ones with wings. I didn't specify bats, but we got there. Anyway, so he gave his inheritance away to the poor, which instantly started to earn him a reputation as a saint and miracle worker. Because obviously, if you're rich and you don't stay rich, that means that something must be, like, there must be divine intervention involved somewhere along the way.
Right. Or it just marked him as a sucker.
Yeah. Yeah, so he got a reputation as a saint because everyone's like, oh, if we make friends with this guy, it will materially benefit us.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
But Giles didn't want this adulation and in fact hated crowds, so he decided to move to France.
You know where he would hate is the Saint Giles Fair.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what he wouldn't want.
Yeah, I mean the Saint Giles. I can't fix it now. I can't fix it. I can't
no,
go
fair
back.
Enough. We accept you how you are, kind of.
But he would hate the Saint Giles Fair because it is very crowded there.
So crowded and loud, and I've never witnessed any miracles there though.
That's true. Well, I don't know. You've never seen me do the shooting games because it's pretty miraculous.
That's true.
How good my aim is.
Yeah, I would eat my words if I did see that.
Yeah. So he went to France.
Yeah. When he arrived in France, he lived as a hermit in a cave in the diocese of Nîmes. A cave whose mouth was guarded by a thick thorn bush.
Just the dumbest thorn bush you've ever seen. Why did you have to go to France to like be a hermit? Like, why couldn't you have done that in Greece?
I'm not sure. Maybe his reputation, like maybe he was just trying to get away. He thought if he moved to a different country, then he'd be able to stay further ahead of his reputation that was following him.
I guess that's true. Nobody knows him in
Yeah.
France, so he can just kind of start afresh and not be
Yeah.
the guy that like anybody can borrow money from.
Yeah, exactly. So the mouth of his cave. Oh yeah, he lived in a cave, so also Batman related.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. With just his manservant, Alfred.
Yes. We've had a lot of stories of saints who are like, "Oh yes, I'm living completely on my own apart from this person who
Right.
wipes my ass." So
Right, exactly.
um
So the guy who does all the work.
yeah.
But I'm really focused on spiritual stuff, and then this guy does all the
Yeah,
cooking,
all the
cleaning.
admin.
Yeah.
But yeah, so according to legend, his lifestyle was so impoverished that God sent a deer to Giles to nourish him with her milk.
Ugh.
So, you know, you're fasting too much when God's like, maybe ease up a bit, have some deer milk.
I feel like we've had a lot of strange lactating animals recently on episodes. I think there's a wolf milk. I think we may have had a deer milk. That might have been the St. Kevin. They might have both been St. Kevin episodes. But like, I don't know. Like, can you milk a deer? Is that a thing you can do?
Well, clearly you
or do you have to
can.
like? It seems like you'd have to nurse from the deer because I don't know that you can.
Well, because they don't have long enough udders that you can
Yeah.
milk.
But I don't know. I've never looked at the underside of a deer. I don't.
I don't think I
know.
want to. I don't even want to Google
like,
this.
yeah, when I said that, I was just like, you know what, and I'm fine. I'm good
I
with that
yeah,
at the moment.
I don't think whatever the results of if I Google how to get milk out of a deer, I don't think I want to see. So
Yeah.
we'll just
Or
stay in blissful ignorance.
deer undersides, deer bottoms. None of these things are like things that
I
I need
don't
to
want
know
that in
about.
my algorithm, in my search
Exactly.
history.
Yeah.
It would result in some really fucking weird ads if I do that.
Yeah.
So I think we're just gonna.
Finally,
There are some questions it seems are best left unanswered, and whether Giles sucked deer titties, I think, is one of those questions.
yeah. If you Google this, you're gonna get like targeted ads for like deer milk pasteurizing and like special deer milk collecting.
Yeah, that's true. There's
buckets.
probably like a trad wife kind of subsect that will
Get
target
like
you.
weird deer cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know. None of this is good. If God's sending things, why didn't he just send a cow? Just
Or
send a cow.
yeah, wasn't that what Kevin didn't Kevin have a cow?
Yeah, but I think there was also a nursing wolf in that story. Anyways, check out our St. Kevin episode,
Yeah.
folks. It was fun.
And if you
Anyways.
know how to get milk out of deers without googling it and it's not gross,
Don't tell us. Just keep it to yourself.
right,
No,
okay.
we don't care.
Okay.
If you know how to get milk out of a deer, presumably you're a deer yourself and you've got more important things to do. But thank you for listening to the podcast.
And you wouldn't be able to type with your hooves.
I know. I'm just like, can I just say to all our dear listeners, we really appreciate
you're very dear to us.
Your listenership, very good, because we know how difficult it is to put the headphones over your antlers, and so thank you for making that extra effort.
Yeah.
To listen to the podcast, we like that.
Yeah, because we often say to each other, doze before bros. So
okay. Are you got? Is that the last one you got that out of your system?
Yeah.
Because you just okay. Good.
I'm just enjoying winding you up now.
So God sent him deer milk.
Yeah.
Because
in the deer. You know what they say, give a man a pint of deer milk, he'll drink for a day, but give a man a deer whose tits he can suck himself and he'll be fed for life.
God forbid you should be somebody wandering through the woods and come across Giles just suckling on a deer. Just underneath a deer, like, what is that man doing? Oh, good God.
He did not like crowds. So, like, if you're on public transport and you don't want someone weird sitting next to you, often you have to be more weird than them to put them off.
Just bring your own deer and go to town with that deer. Get yourself a whole section of the bus.
This is not an official position of the podcast. We do not encourage such behavior in any public forum, I would say.
I don't know. I just, you know what? It's the deer milk is nourishing for you. It's probably fun for the deer. I don't know.
It's probably fun for the deer. Jesus Christ.
It's maybe not fun for the deer, but it's like maybe like the deer has extra milk that's trying to get rid of. It's like it's fun. It's like it's good for everybody all around.
Yeah,
whatever.
but weird though, because like if it didn't have a baby with her, then why was she still producing milk? Maybe that was a miracle. Maybe it was a miracle that she had spare milk to get rid of.
Maybe there's a baby deer nearby just starving to death.
Oh my god!
Because Saint Giles needs his fix.
Well, that's a shame, because the next sentence was that he's known as one of the first vegetarian saints. So I'm getting the impression that he's quite a friend to animals. But if you're saying that he has usurped a baby deer so that he can get all that sweet deer tit juice for himself, then that kind of undermines that, sadly.
I feel like nothing else makes sense.
Fair. This is the conclusion we have to do. It's logically the only one, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, one day, after he'd lived in the cave for several years in meditation, a royal hunting party chased Giles's deer into his cave.
Yeah.
What happened next is best expressed in this poem I found, and I'm going to read it in its entirety because it absolutely slaps. So you're welcome in advance.
Okay, let's hear this.
And it's a poem that's like 100 years old. I didn't just write it myself.
Does it have an author, or?
Yeah, give me one sec. It's by someone called...
It's only 100 years old.
Yeah, it's by someone called Abby Farwell Brown in 1900. So I think that also means it is out of copyright. So that's another reason why I'm going to read the whole thing. But also because otherwise you won't know the full story. So it's from a book called The Book of Saints and Friendly Beasts.
And where to find them?
Yeah, I kind of want to do an episode on each of the ones because it's just so mad to me that there are this many poems about saints and their four-legged friends. Without further ado, I think I should just get into it. Stop me if anything doesn't make sense. All in the forest far away where no one ever came, there dwelt a good man, old and grey, Saint Giles the hermit's name. His forest home a rocky cave beneath an aspen tree, and for his friend Saint Giles did have a deer who wandered free, a gentle red and mottled deer who made her home close by, who at his call came without fear, forgetting to be shy. Sure never all in lovely France was there a deer so tame, but to see her start and prance when he would call her name, she gave him milk, his simple fare, and browsed upon the green. Such a gentle, loving pair, I whiz was never seen. I don't know what I whiz means, but
I whiz?
Yeah.
My eye?
Maybe. So that it doesn't get into the details of how the milk got from the deer to him. So clearly that's been a conundrum for a long time.
It's best to just say you got the milk and then kind of leave it at that. Obviously, we went too far into it and I don't feel healthy anymore.
So let's just cleanse the ears of everyone listening with a bit more poetry.
Okay.
And he was happy in his cell and joyous neath the trees, content with woodland beasts to dwell, his only neighbours these. The wood was dark, the wood was grim, and never till one day had human voices troubled him, or world folk passed that way. But on a dewy springtime morn, when April climbed the hill, there came the wind of silver horn, halloos and whistles shrill. The galloping of horses' feet, the bloody bay of hounds, broke through the forest silent sweet, and echoed deadly sounds.
No. Run, dear, run!
St. Giles sat in his lonely cell, when as the rout drew nigh, but as the noise his kind heart fell, and sorrow dimmed his eye. He loved not men who hunt to kill, loved not the rich and grand, for in those days the pagans still held lordship in the land, those bloody French pagans.
Wait, so does he hate them because they're rich, or does he hate them because they're pagans? Or does he hate them because they hurt animals? I'm not like, or does he hate them for all those reasons and more?
The implication is if you're pagan, then you are rich and you hurt animals. And like pagan is. I would say that this poem used pagans the way that we would use the term billionaires.
Okay.
Because they would also hunt for fun, not for.
Because they're both godless.
Yeah. But scarcely had he reached the door and seized his staff of oak, when like a billow with a roar, the chase upon him broke. With one last hope of dear escape. Now that's dear spelt D-E-A-R, like it's dear to him. But I think that's a play on words.
Yeah, that's a good play on words. I like that. It's good. Just, I got what it is. Like, oh, that's good. Yeah.
With one last hope of dear escape, into the open space bounded a light and graceful shape, the quarry of the chase. So quarry also means deer, I think.
No, quarry means your quarry is the thing that you're hunting.
Oh, is it the target? Right, yeah. Okay. So that is the deer.
Yeah,
right.
That is the deer.
All flecked with...
But quarry is not a word for deer.
Okay. Fine. All flecked with foam, all quivering with weariness and fear, crouched at his feet the hunted thing, his gentle friend the deer.
You gotta hide me, man. They're after me, man. They're crazy. They're fucking crazy.
They're gonna kill
I didn't do nothing. I said I'd give them milk, and they just kept firing arrows at me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Bad guys, they don't hunt for food; they hunt for the bloodlust. Behind her bayed the pack of hounds, their cruel teeth gleamed white. Nearing with eager leaps and bounds, he turned, sick at the sight. Saint Giles looked down upon the deer. Saint Giles looked up again. He saw the danger drawing near. The death was with all its pain. He laid his hand upon her head, the soft head of his friend. And shall I let thee die, he said, and watch thy hapless end? And then that's the end of a stanza, so it's a bit cliffhangery.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, does he? He's like, hey, man, this is your problem, not mine. I got my own issues.
He stooped and gently murmured, nay, stroking her mottled side.
That was not gently.
Yeah, no. Well, I struggled with that because there's an exclamation mark and the N is in capitals. So it's like, yeah, it's not... How would you, in an emergency situation, and you're like, am I gonna let you die? No, like you.
So he like stoops really close to the ear and just screams, "Nay, nay!" Ah! Dude, I'm already stressed out. I don't need you screaming in my giant deer ears.
Okay, fine. I'll redo it. He stooped and gently murmured, nay, stroking her mottled side. He stepped before her where she lay. They slay me first, he cried. So he's saying, if you want to get to the deer, you have to go through me.
Yeah, it's good.
Her frightened eyes looked up at him, her little heart beat high. She trembled sore in every limb, the bushes parted nigh. Halloo, halloo, the huntsman cried.
Hello?
Hello? No, halloo!
Hello? Hello?
Because they're really posh pagans.
Okay.
Shall I continue?
So yeah.
An archer...
How long is this? I thought it was... If you're going to read the whole thing, I thought maybe it was just short a thing. But
we're about halfway through?
Oh
maybe
God.
2/3.
Fine.
But it's really heating up the action now, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But when the hunters start to say hello, you know shit's about to go down, right?
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I was tempted to make the whole episode just me reading this poem, so you're lucky you got any other narrative at all, really.
Okay, all right.
Halloo, halloo, the huntsman cried as through the hedge they burst. An archer all in green espied the crouching quarry first.
See, that's just bad hunting etiquette, because you really want to have something high visibility so you don't get accidentally shot by another hunter.
He was camouflaged, I guess. And
See,
they were in the hedge.
It's dangerous to do that.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you accidentally get shot by another hunter. You only got yourself to blame.
But also, them screaming halloo, like, if I were the deer at that point, I would have run away, right?
Right. Also, yeah, you probably shouldn't be screaming through everything they're doing here. Their technique is terrible. Maybe it was easier to hunt animals. Maybe there were, like, more animals.
Yeah.
Back then.
But hey, it all rhymes. And that's the important thing, right?
Sorry.
Swift as a thought, his arrow flew. St. Giles threw out his arm. Alack, the aim was all too true. St. Giles must bear the harm. The arrow pierced too well, all in that mournful wood. St. Giles upon the greensword fell and dyed it with his blood. It's pretty graphic.
Doesn't quite rhyme, but
yes.
Okay. Oh, so he didn't grab it or like. It would have been a pretty great miracle if he caught the arrow.
Yeah, that would have been better. But no, he basically took a bullet for the deer, except only by throwing out his arm, not actually jumping in front of it. So it's a bit half-hearted, I think.
Maybe it's kind of like he's diving with his arms out, just going, no.
Yeah.
It's in slow motion. No.
Well, in the other accounts I read, the arrow actually hit his leg. So I think that this poem may be taking poetic license just for the sake of the rhyme.
Who is this guy? Saint Sebastian? He's got so many arrows.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He fell, but falling laid his hand upon the trembled deer. My life for hers dost understand, he cried so all could hear. So he's really committed to this.
And so they took his body and butchered him and ate him, and now his head's on the wall, and they
said it was a deer.
He said that's what he wanted. So I don't know. That's what he said.
Yeah, we haven't really seen the miracle bit yet, I guess.
Okay.
Now, as upon the green he lay, all in a deathly swound, the king dashed up with courtiers gay and looked upon his wound. Also, swound. They just
swooned.
Put in a word. Just because I've never seen that word before.
Well, like to swoon,
No,
right?
no. It's just like wound, but with an S in front. So I presume it's swooned because of
Wait, say the line again.
Now, as upon the green he lay, all in a deathly swooned.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
like
Yeah, that is
swooned
weird.
it seems like swooned is a noun.
Yeah, whereas as opposed to being like, yeah, I don't know. Okay,
I mean,
yeah, that's not quite.
maybe.
Look, you write a long ass poem about a saint and his weird relationship with a deer.
To be
Make
fair,
every line rhyme.
a couple of stanzas ago, they rhymed wood with blood. So maybe it's like swound and wound? I don't know. Either way,
What?
it's not a word that makes any sense.
All right.
The king rode up, and ho, he cried, whom find we in our wood? Who spares the deer with mottled hide? Who sheds an old man's blood? The king looked down with rueful eye.
He sounds really angry about, I'm so angry that I
He's
shot
mainly
you.
angry there's a trespasser. The king looked down with rueful eye, and when all the thing was told, alack, he cried, he must not die, so kind a man and bold. Bear me the saint into his cave, who falls to save his friend, deserves for leech his king to have, I will his palate tend. They spared to him the sore-bought deer, and in that lonely cell, for many weary days and drear, the king came there to dwell. The king, who was a godless man, a pagan heart and soul, played nurse until the wound began to heal, and Giles was whole. But in the little forest cave, the king learned many things, known to the meanest Christian slave, but secrets from the kings.
And his heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Pretty much. For good Saint Giles had won his heart by his brave deed and bold, and ere the great king did depart, his Christian faith he told. And while the red deer stood beside, the king gave Giles his word, that ere a Christian he would bide, and keep what he had heard. And so the monarch rode away, and left the two alone. St. Giles a happy man that day, the good deer still his own. Safe from the eager hunting horde, the saint would keep his friend, protected by the king's own word, thenceforth unto the end. For unmolested in his cell, careless of everything, Giles with his friendly deer could dwell, liege to a Christian
It sounds like the
king.
deer isn't unmolested in this situation, but
the deer is incredibly molested in this situation.
Is that the end?
Yes.
So the king attended Giles.
Yeah.
And nursed him back to health.
Yeah.
Basically like, look, I'll be whatever religion you want. Please don't sue me.
Yeah.
It's nice that he's converted at least one person.
Yeah. Well, I think he inspired a lot of people, and that's why he had to get away.
I suppose that's true.
Another detail that is historically disputed in the poem, the king did convert, but he didn't actually nurse Giles himself, but he sent royal physicians to do so. And in the account I read, it said he did visit often, though, despite Giles begging to be left alone. So it's like, please just let me heal.
No, I won't hear of it. I won't hear of it. Now, come on. Another game of Jim Rummy. Come on. Like, really, you don't have to keep coming back.
Yeah. But I just feel so bad. And just please let me repent.
Come on, I brought another movie. Where were we in the Police Academy series? I think we were up to number 4. Like, please, you really don't have to keep coming. And,
oh God, I wish the arrow had just killed me.
Yeah. Another sing-song, Giles? No, please, God. Dear, get him.
Yeah, maybe it's in keeping with his whole story that now he has a fair named after him that's just like the opposite of what he would have wanted, because like clearly the king becoming his bestie was also not ideal for him.
Saint Giles just constantly like, no, this is not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. No, thank you. Please don't have a big fair for me. That's not what I wanted. There's too many people. Like, please don't visit me.
Yeah.
It's like Saint Giles Steakhouse. Like, no, God damn it. That is not what I...
Saint Giles brand venison.
Oh, you know what? I feel like my whole life was a waste.
So in legend, the king is identified as the Visigoth King Wamba, which I thought would be a detail you'd enjoy. It's just a weird name, and also Visigoths are like, kind of hardcore.
Yeah. Wait, is he the one who gets knocked down and then gets back up again? No, that's King Chumbawamba.
Chumbawamba. Very good.
Hey, so did eventually he get better and then the king left him alone?
That would be the happy ending. Well, King Wamba was so pleased with Giles that he built a monastery and made Giles the abbot. So again, the opposite of Giles, what Giles would have wanted.
Again, I didn't ask for any of this.
Yeah.
And you build it right next to my cave, so now I can't
Hey,
even go
look,
back to my
you
cave.
do a favor for a king, I make you an abbot. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Right. Fortunately, he scratches back with an arrow. It's just funny that he dislikes being with people.
Yes.
And yet he seems to be attracting more and more people.
Yes. It's a bit Life of Brian, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's just trying to live his life. He just wanted a bit of deer milk alone in the woods.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, woo.
Next thing, the king came up and was like, hey, I know how much you love that deer, so I had him stuffed and mounted so you can have him on the wall all the time.
That was my best friend.
So the king makes a monastery.
Yeah.
Saint Giles is now in charge of that monastery.
Yes. It's now known as the Abbey of Saint Giles, or in France, Saint Giles. But when it was built, it was dedicated to St. Peter and St. Paul. In some accounts, Giles remained a hermit and refused to participate in the monastery at all.
Yeah, again, I didn't ask for this, so
yeah. So
I'm just gonna go back to my cave.
I'm not going to object to you making me the abbot, but I'm not going to do any work.
Yeah, thank you for the gift of administration. Yeah. I really don't want this, so I'm just gonna go back to. Again, I don't have any skills for running an abbot.
In others, he created his own discipline there. So that would kind of, in a way, suggest that maybe actually giving him a monastery was helpful because he was possibly trying to find a way to contain the disciples. So in some interpretations, what I'm saying is that the king was actually being helpful by being like, here's a place you can put all those fans.
Oh, I see.
And in other tellings, when he was made the abbot, he turned the abbey into a Benedictine monastery.
I thought you were about to say a bed and breakfast.
And he just, through this hotel, he discovered actually he likes people.
Yeah, well, that's fun.
He is said to have spent the rest of his days there and died of natural causes sometime between 710 and 724. Although I think, what did I say earlier? Yeah, 650 to 710.
You said 710 before. I was going to say he died of natural causes. He was only 60.
Yeah. Which, if you go back to the poem, it says he was old by the time this deer thing happened, which is really rude to 60-year-olds.
That was also the thing. I was just like, wait, how long has he been in this cave
He's
now?
like 25.
Just, hey, you know that cave living ages you.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
You can say a lot of good things about deer milk, but it does not have all the nutrients you need to. It's not the superfood people make it out to be. You can't just have deer milk.
No,
and,
man cannot live by deer milk alone. But I guess if it was a deer sent from God, maybe it was like supercharged deer milk. Fortified, I believe is
fortified with
godly vitamins.
Vitamin minerals and vitamins.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, I guess like age 60 in 710, you could see that being of natural causes, because I think people tended to die of natural causes at like 40. So so 60 natural
causes, we mean he had like a cavity.
Yeah. He got a paper cut and there was no penicillin, and but legend says that those who attended his funeral heard choirs of angels singing and then fading away as they carried his soul to heaven. He was
nice.
And he was buried in the crypt at what is now called the Abbey of St. Giles.
Was he buried with his deer? Is it one of those sad stories where like the deer sat on the grave for the rest of his life and just like sad deer,
just lactating over it?
Yeah.
It doesn't say what happened to the deer. Maybe the king was just waiting for Giles to die and then killed the deer.
He's like, Giles is dead. Oh, you know what? Give me some of that deer milk. It seems pretty. I'm really curious.
Maybe the well of the deer dried up when Giles died. But this is all speculative because this is not. It doesn't say anything further about the deer in my research, I'm afraid. But yeah, so that was his life.
Okay. What about his
60
relics?
Not so long years?
Yeah.
So he was buried in that church, and by the sounds of it, was fairly undisturbed for a while, which is good. That's what he would have wanted. But his cult was spreading, and loads of pilgrims went there and, did their making a cult around a saint thing. Fairly uneventful until 1562, when Huguenots burned the abbey, murdered the monks, looted the church, and vandalized the tomb.
Extreme?
Yeah. So any relics of him that were left were distributed to other churches in order to preserve them. So I think
Now, what was the Huguenots' problem?
I don't really know. Just says that they were Huguenots, and that was that. So, yeah, I don't have a list of other churches that they were distributed to, but there are still some in the Saint Giles Abbey. And in Scotland, about 100 years later, his relics were stolen from a church, which triggered a great riot.
It was such a great. It was like that riot was like the best riot anybody's ever seen.
Great.
It was really. Oh, such a great riot. You guys see that? Were you guys here for the riot? It was amazing.
It was great. So I read that on catholicsaints.info, but I couldn't find it anywhere else. So I unfortunately can't tell you any details about this great riot. It was so great they couldn't even put it into words.
They're like, man, if you weren't there, you can't get it. You don't get it. Like you really had to be there.
I think the church was Saint Giles Church in Edinburgh, which is the big landmark one that you can see like from the Royal Mile and stuff. I don't know. Have you been to Edinburgh?
Yes.
Yeah, you strike me as someone who has. Oh yeah, of course you had it. Oh, I'm sorry. You had a show there last year, didn't you? Was that last year?
No,
you were going to, and
show.
then COVID struck. Something.
I had. Not only did I have a show there, I had a whole venue that I was going to run, and then you were involved in that.
I know, but then COVID happened, and
that was 2020.
Yeah,
that was 4 years ago, Anna.
I know, that's a long fucking time.
I know. Well, I'm just like, you're like, was that last year?
Yeah, fair enough. But anyway, so yeah, you probably, if I showed you a picture of the church, you'd know what I was talking about.
Okay.
It's like, if you've ever been a tourist in Edinburgh, you've probably been at least outside it.
Now you mention it, I have a little stained glass window, a replica from Saint Giles Cathedral.
There you go.
The first time I went to Edinburgh when I was 17.
Oh,
so.
Wow. All right. So you went to
it.
Edinburgh before I was even born. Well done. What do you want, a medal?
No,
So yeah, that's
telling you.
So I think his relics are now sort of throughout Europe, which is where his fans kind of came from. Like I think they basically followed him from Greece, and yeah, he was quite a notable saint, and quite popular in the Middle Ages.
Why is that? They just like this whole vibe.
Probably because of his reputation for being nice to animals, doing miracles.
Okay, what kind of miracles, Anna?
Wow, that was such a natural transition. Unfortunately, all these stories are one sentence long, and I couldn't find any elaboration on them. But I think in the
let's just rattle through them.
Yeah, in one of the legends of his life, it is just a list of miracles that he did. So he cured a sick man by covering him with his cloak.
Also made him disappear.
Sawed him in half. He prayed for someone who'd been bitten by a serpent and, quote, chased out of him all the venom.
Yawn, get out of here, venom. Get.
He is also said to have calmed a storm on his boat trip from Greece to France, which
handy.
Pretty copying Jesus on that one.
Oh yeah, and there was somebody else, Saint Nicholas, I think, also did this.
Yeah, maybe it's just a sign of being fairly saintly if you can calm a storm.
It's just a classic saint thing, control of the weather.
Or is it just really good timing? So the storm's about to desist anyway, and you're just like, stop. Yeah. And then that's the real miracle.
The storm's going to end right now. Right now. Right now.
Now.
Right now. Now it stopped.
Yeah.
It stopped. Stop. There we go. See, that was me. I did that.
Yeah. Miracle. He resurrected
because you just keep praying until the storm stops.
Yeah.
And it was like, that worked.
And then it was like, oh, that was me. Yeah.
That's also the secret of the rain dance, is you just keep dancing until it rains.
Yeah. He also cured a demoniac, which is a old-fashioned term for someone who is possessed, which in itself is an old-fashioned term for someone who is not lucid with whatever their ailments are.
So somebody going through an episode.
Yeah.
Some kind of mental health crisis.
In fact, I think from my Bible studies, I might be mixing this up, but I think that in Jesus's time, if you were having an epileptic fit, you were considered to be like fighting with a demon. So it might specifically be an epileptic episode. I don't know.
So you're just yelling at a guy who's having a seizure, just
Yeah, what an asshole.
Doing a lot of good here, Giles.
Can you
Thank you for
imagine?
that.
You're just having an epileptic fit, and I don't know what you need. Is it adrenaline or is that a heart attack? You need something, right?
I don't think you need anything. I think it just
You just need to
passes.
be, yeah, okay. So you just need to be kept safe, and someone's just yelling like, "Get behind me, Satan!" at you. This is not super helpful.
Again, this is just him just doing something until it stops.
Yeah.
He's just like yelling at this guy, "Get out, Satan," until the seizure passes. And then
Okay.
he's just like, "Well, my work here is done. You'll excuse me. I've got to go suck on a deer."
Okay, well, how about this? This one might be more convincing then. He resurrected a dead prince.
Okay, that one is number one. Like, that is a bigger miracle, and also feels like one of those self-serving miracles where
Yeah,
it seems
it's like, why didn't he resurrect a dead pauper?
yeah. Again, I mean, like, number one, you're gonna get more from the prince, in terms of like
That's
helping
true.
out your monastery and patronage and whatnot. And number two, you resurrect a poor person, they were gonna die in a week anyways, so you're just prolonging the inevitable.
That's true. That's true. Whereas the prince had at least 10 good years left in him, probably.
You know, it's like, I'm resurrecting this poor person. It's just like, 3 days later he gets kicked in the head by a mule or something that he also shares a bed with. Like, it's just so what are you gonna do?
You painted such a picture there.
Yeah, thank you. What other miracles you got? I'm enjoying this lightning round of miracles.
Yep.
This is
He
really
brought
fun.
fertility to a desert.
Oh, okay.
And
all the ladies there got pregnant. Yeah.
According to one legend, he was trying to explain that Mary was definitely a perpetual virgin to someone who doubted it, and caused 3 lilies to just blossom in the dry sand, and that was how he. Oh. But in other accounts, he turned the desert into a flourishing habitat, basically. So again, he loves animals. So yeah.
Except for the desert creatures that were like, "Hey, we needed that."
Yeah, that's true. And then finally, he teleported some doors.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, I don't get what's not to get, Matthew. He teleported some doors.
Are you saying doors? Like away, yes. Or to, like, they're like, this, we need doors, or these doors are in our way, and he made them go away, or like, we need doors, and like he brought doors in, like.
Okay, well, this one does have some elaboration on it, and I think that might be necessary. So I'll get into
thank you.
it.
Yeah, all right.
So
thank you.
I think this is from the Golden Legend. Says after he went to Rome, which I don't remember him ever going to Rome, but he must have done at some point.
I don't know when this is happening. Yeah,
okay.
He always promised the deer they'd go to Rome. So one day, it's like they finally made that big trip to Rome, him and his dear friend. And
after he went to Rome and gat privileges of the Pope to his church, 2 doors of cypress, which means they were made of cypress wood, not they were doors.
They were from Cyprus. Got it.
Cyprus. Yeah. In which were the images of Saints Peter and Paul. He threw them into the Tiber at Rome and recommended them to God for to govern. And when he returned to his monastery, he made a lame man to walk and found the 2 doors of cypress at the gate of his monastery, whereof he thanked God that had kept them without breaking in so many adventures as they had been. And sith he set them at the gates of the church for the beauty of them and for the grace that the Church of Rome had done thereto. So he teleported some doors.
Wait a minute.
That's what I got from that.
Wait, okay. So he went to Rome to get permission from the Pope to have his church. He then received 2 doors from the Pope? Or something like that? So he got these 2 doors. Pope's like, of course. And by the way, here's some nice doors for your church. And he's like, thank you. Just yeets them into a river. And then they'll figure it out how to get home. He's like, I don't want to carry these all the way with me. If I just throw them in this river, they'll eventually flow back to my.
God will transport them back.
Yep.
So that's known as the miracle of the Cypress Gates. Teleported some doors.
Are those gates still there? Or?
I've no idea. Well, they were made of wood, so probably not.
Probably not.
It was a long time ago.
Oh, and then the whole monastery was destroyed by Huguenots.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, they probably were.
We're a type of Protestant, by the way.
Nice.
I looked that up. I double checked that. They're Protestant, so that was.
I see. Not pagans.
No.
Yes. No.
I knew there were some sects of Christianity, but for some reason I thought they were Catholic, but I didn't know. Anyways, but no, they were like Protestant.
Okay.
Anyways.
So one more thing before you guess his patronages, I'll tell you a little bit more about his feast day, if that's okay. Because as you know, we have the Saint Giles Fair that's in honor of his feast day. But in Spain, shepherds consider Giles the protector of rams, which is weird because a ram is not the same as a deer, but I guess they both have like kind of bony things coming out of their head. Maybe that's the connection.
And hooves?
And hooves, yeah. Hard to get milk out of.
Notoriously difficult to get milk out of rams. Yeah.
It was formerly the custom to wash the rams and colour their wool a bright shade on Giles's feast day, then tie lighted candles to their horns and bring the animals...
Oh,
no. I think it's like fairy lights. I don't think it's like burning them.
They just said candles.
Yes. Yeah, because it's like old-timey. But I think it would be like tea lights as opposed to, a more dangerous candle.
Either way, like, for a guy who's like famously very kind to animals, like putting flames on an animal's head.
If we think that what the deer really wanted was for Giles's mouth to be on her nipples.
Apparently, she seemed to be kept returning. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, but that could have been like Stockholm Syndrome-esque.
Anyways, okay, so they dye these they dye these rams.
They dye the sheep and then...
set them on fire. And then what?
Yeah. And bring them down the mountain path to the chapels and churches to have them blessed.
Oh.
Among the Basques, the shepherds come down from the Pyrenees on the 1st of September, attired in full costume, which includes sheepskin coats, staves, crooks, to attend the mass with their best rams, an event that marks the beginning of autumn festivals with processions and dancing in the field. So what I'm saying here is that the best way to honor St. Giles, rather than abusing an animal, would be to dress up as one.
Right. Wait, did they bring their rams to dance with? Are they dancing with their rams?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it would be kind of cool to see different colored sheep with lights around them.
I mean, I guess it would be neat to see, especially now when you could have like small electric lights on a ram, and it wouldn't be as terrifying as having a lit candle on your...
much more eco-friendly as well.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know. Yeah, I don't like any of this. I don't know. But...
I thought you'd be excited for a sheepy festival, but yeah, you're right. There's a lot of animal cruelty in there.
I mean, I like a festival where they're like, "Hey, we're gonna have a nice night on the town with our ram. He's gonna treat him to like he's got a tough job out there in the fields doing whatever rams do, and so we're gonna take him out into the city and just have like take him to church and go to a ball with the ram and just have a great time. But you gotta dye him a different color and then like set his head on fire. I don't like any of that."
Fair enough. Also, what if the dye is flammable? It's not very well thought through, is it?
I think a ram is just flammable. I think that its fur or wool or whatever ram's got on it, like it's just flammable. Like that's the thing, is like that candle is not really well attached to the horn, just falls over. All of a sudden you got a flaming, and here's the thing is, you have one, if you're going down in a procession down a valley, you have one flaming ram, like the candle falls over, one ram sets on fire. He's now running everywhere, setting all the other rams on fire. Everybody's freaking out. Everybody's running, screaming. There's all these multicolored rams just everywhere, just on fire.
I would say children are crying. Really exciting. What's not to love? Sign me right up.
This is why the Basque can't be their own country, because they just don't.
Oh my god. Wow, that escalated.
I don't know. It's like they're like, "We've seen how you treat rams. You can't be in charge. Sorry."
Wow. Okay. I did not expect this to take that turn, but there we are.
All right. Anyway, no, I don't know. The thing is, I don't know, it just seems dangerous. But maybe I'm the spoil sport. Maybe I'm just the one that's like a little bit too.
Yeah.
And also, I just feel like this is something that St. Giles would again be like, please don't molest those rams. That's fine. Like, you don't need to, not my name. You'd be happy to bless the rams, but like, just have a nice...
Yeah, but leave it at that.
Whatever. Anyways.
So, based on all of this information that you now have, what do you think St. Giles's patronages are?
Is he the patron saint of animal torturers? No, well, is he the patron saint of people who are not listened to?
Well, he is a patron of abandoned people, so it depends how you interpret abandoned, I guess.
Yeah.
Because really, he did the abandoning by, like, becoming a hermit. But if abandonment includes just completely ignoring someone, then yes, you are correct.
I think I actually do know one of his patronages from visiting his St. Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh. And is that, I think he's the patron saint of breastfeeding, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Which you maybe could have guessed. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Which I just want to just reiterates, that's how he's getting the milk, right? Okay, so we're all on agreement here. Like, you think I'm a creep, and I just want to let you know.
Yeah,
that all the evidence points in one direction, and it said this guy was sucking a deer's titty.
Yeah, you're right. Especially because there were loads of female saints. Why couldn't they be the patron saint of breastfeeding?
That's the thing is, I knew this. This is something in the back of my
Right.
head, and I
It
never
rang a
occurred to me that
bell.
Giles
Yeah.
was a man. I was just like, oh, Saint Giles must be a woman. Like,
Oh, I
oh no,
see.
a man.
Is that why you thought it was Giles? Because you think Giles sounds more like a lady name?
I don't know. I don't know what I think anymore. After all this ram torture and goats and deer sucking,
You don't know what to think.
I don't know what to
But
think
yeah,
anymore.
weirdly, he's the only patron saint of breastfeeding, which is weird.
He's the only one. Listen, as somebody who is a front row witness to breastfeeding lately, because I have a new baby, not because I've been like spying on my neighbors.
Because you've been Googling St. Giles ferociously, yep.
Yeah. The idea that any man has anything to say about breastfeeding is insane. Like, and it's just like, the whole thing is just like.
So as well as being the patron saint of breastfeeding, he's the patron saint of mansplainers.
Yeah, really. Like, I think that if I came in with like a lot of hot tips about breastfeeding for my wife, I would, she would be very angry with me. But the most I can do is I'll bring her glasses of water and tea and snacks and whatever she needs to help facilitate that process. But like, it's just the fact that a man's in charge of it is insane.
Yeah.
And extremely Catholic, so good work. Is he the patron saint of vets? I think he'd be a patron saint of veterinarians because he helped heal all those animals.
Yeah,
he healed all those animals in the woods and stuff.
Yeah, so weirdly, doesn't look like he is, but he is the patron of horses and rams. So
okay, well that makes a
I guess
there
must be another patron saint of vet. In fact, it's probably St. Francis.
Yeah. What about deer milk? Patron saint of deer milk?
Not specifically, no.
Actually, I googled deer milk to see if you can buy it.
Oh God, why?
I had to know. It says it's rich, creamy super milk that provides concentrated source of.
I don't like anything described as rich, creamy super milk.
Yeah, apparently it's higher in calcium than cow's milk and a good supplement for women over the age of 65. So there's something for you. Maybe that'd help you out.
Wow, okay. So it turns out we have already covered one of the patrons of vets, and it was St. Blaise, and he was the one that was killed by his flesh was torn by iron wool combs. So that animal connection is a bit less straightforward, I would say. So Giles was not, but he was the patron of rams and horses, which is weird because not deer.
Yeah, wait, he's not of deer? That seems weird.
No.
I don't know. Finally, is he the patron saint of delivering door deliverers?
He should be the patron saint of like anyone who works for a delivery service, because that is like efficiency you do not see with the traditional providers. Like, he would put Hermes straight out of business.
Yeah. So the term should be door couriers or dooriers.
Yes.
Door couriers.
Okay, so it's not on my list that he is the patron of dooriers, I'm afraid.
All right, what are his patronages then?
So, abandoned people, as we said, against breast cancer. So again, it's really important that a man is involved in that.
Yeah, why is he so all up in breasts? Like, what is going on with this?
Because of his relationship with the deer, obviously.
Again, this is another thing. Is just like, why am I in charge of breasts? I took a vow of celibacy. I've never even seen a breast.
Yeah, apart from on a deer. I think that should be the tagline for this episode. St. Giles, why is he so up in breasts?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like no one was interested in what St. Giles would have wanted as well. Like, with his patronage.
Yeah. So actually, it would make sense if he was like the patron saint of large crowds. But he isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
He is a patron saint against epilepsy because he cured so that would corroborate my idea that a demoniac was an old-fashioned name for someone with epilepsy.
Right.
For some reason that I don't understand, he is the patron against the fear of night, also known as noctophobia. Can you think of any connections why that
I don't know.
would be
He spent a lot of time in a cave, pretty dark place. I don't know. When people are...
It was clearly in a dark place.
Yeah. Wait, but is it even the dark or is it just night?
Night, specifically.
So if you're afraid of... Yeah, so it's like...
Because Nox or Nyx was night, right? So if it was afraid of the dark, it would be... I think it would be like... So, fun fact from my Greek lessons that I remember because it was throwing shade, literally. The Greek word for darkness or dark is Skotos, and Scotland is called that because it's just dark and gloomy there. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's the Edinburgh connection that is why
What are you
he's.
saying? Because
I'm
Edinburgh's
saying
dark and
it's
gloomy.
specifically fear of the night rather than fear of the dark. Because if it was fear of the dark, it'd be like scotophobia.
But so fear of the dark, according to, I just googled this, is nyctophobia. Isn't that what you said, the night?
Yeah, that must be the same. Like, it's
Okay.
definitely, so noctophobia, as defined on catholicsaints.info, is fear of the night. Maybe they're not a great medical authority?
Yeah, I
So
think it
if they're
might
the
be
same
the
thing or
same.
different things,
I think
it's not clear.
Oh, nyctophobia or noctophobia.
There we go.
Oh, wait, the first line of the Wikipedia page is fear of the dark is a common fear or phobia among toddlers, children. And I was just like, man, wait, what a dick thing to say.
Yeah, way to dick on people who have that phobia who aren't.
Yeah,
children.
just like you big baby if you fear in the dark is scary, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, against insanity, leprosy, and mental illness. I'm not quite sure why. I guess if you're a hermit and you manage to stay happy, like loneliness is a big cause of mental illness, isn't it? So if he managed to not be too lonely, then it would make sense that he's against mental illness. Well, not,
I guess
not
so.
against it like, I am against this, but like he's a patron for protecting against it.
Right.
A patron against sterility.
What with those lilies that he made that time? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And all the ladies he made pregnant in the desert, as he said.
Oh yeah.
So he's associated with disabled people. So his patronism include physically challenged people, handicapped people, mentally ill people, cancer patients, and this is catholicsaints.info's word, cripples.
Okay.
And
just so we're all clear that this is not my term.
word.
That's what they said.
This is what the Pope says.
Then there's like a series of other terms that I just am not comfortable
with.
It's
just that we can't say.
We are not going to say those. The cripple, frankly, the cripple was the best word.
I mean, that was close to the line still, but yes. So at the time when his cult was popular, like in the Middle Ages, if you were disabled, the likelihood would be that your only source of income would be begging. So he's also the patron saint of beggars, poor people, paupers, and so that group of patronages, I guess, comes from his group of disability patronages.
I see.
And then spur makers, for some reason, don't know why.
Sperm makers?
Spur makers.
Did you say sperm? Oh, you're saying what?
Sperm makers would just be against infertility, which we've already covered.
Right, that's it. Yeah, I mean, you already said that.
But no,
yeah,
people who
sterility,
make spurs.
Like against...
yeah,
okay.
People who make spurs.
Like for horses. What?
Yes.
Okay, again, spurs are an extremely mean thing to do to an animal. To dig sharp metal into the side of a horse is a very cruel thing to do. And I don't think that modern riders wear spurs anymore. Like, that's not a thing that, again, something Saint Giles
and it does seem like that's not what Giles would, Maybe he's the patron so he can guide them to make less cruel spurs, like blunt ones. I don't know. Finally, he is the patron of woods and forests. Oh wait, not finally.
Okay. Oh.
Sorry, give you false hope there. No, that's the last like noun one or non-proper noun one, because he's also the patron of a bunch of places. But the woods and forests make sense because that was his home.
Yeah,
and I guess that would cover deer and all the other creatures. Like the person writing this list was not the same person who wrote that account of his childhood where it's like the busy bees and the scared rabbits. It's just like woods. That is a blanket term for like all his creature friends.
Well, it sounds like a really long list, so I was trying to abbreviate it as much. So what other any interesting places that he was the patron of?
So there are a couple of places in Austria, a couple of places in Italy, and one that I think you can guess.
Oxford?
Edinburgh.
Oh, Edinburgh. I knew that.
Yes. There you go. See, when you said, I actually know one of the patronages, I thought you were going to say Edinburgh, so I was quite surprised by the breastfeeding
surprising guy.
One. But I'm not surprised that that's what stuck in your mind, because you're a creep.
It's really, it's weird. It's a weird thing Anyways, whatever. Well, Anna, do you think you'd ever have Saint Giles, God damn it, I'm never going to get this right. Do you ever think you have Saint Giles intercede for you for some reason?
He seems very eco-friendly, and that's something that I'm a fan of in general.
Yeah.
That seems cool. And also, he doesn't like people, and who does, frankly? You know, when you need a bit of time on your own, he might be a good inspiration. He is actually on the list of the 14 helpers, which is a group of saints who are recognized to be particularly effective for intercession. So if you ever want to get any prayers actually answered, he's one of your best bets.
Okay.
So from that perspective, if I was going to pray to anyone, probably him, but I wouldn't because I'm an atheist.
Right.
But yeah, I think overall we've established he's a fairly saintly guy, and all the bullshit was actually stuff he didn't want, as you said. So
yeah,
as someone who sometimes feels misunderstood by society, you know, I think overall have a lot in common with this Giles fella.
Yeah, I think that he's very friendly to animals, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I endeavor to be kind to animals as a vegetarian and as just like a moral person. I think if I ever had to, like, I don't know, getting like milk from a deer, it feels like the expression like getting blood from a stone, you know, like trying to get milk from a deer, like that should be the expression too.
Kind of like the reverse of when PETA, as in the animal welfare charity, put out a list of like alternative vegan friendly phrases. So instead of like grab the bull by the horns, it was like grab the rose by the thorns. So by saying milk from a deer is like blood from a stone, you're actually doing the opposite of what PETA wants you to do.
Have you ever heard the theory that PETA is actually a
psyop
front for like it's a psyop for the meat industry? Like they're just like trying to make vegetarians and vegans look bad by being so
annoying.
Silly.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
I think about that all the time.
Especially when that list came out, I remember a lot of people saying, I'm vegan and this fucking sucks.
This is dumb.
Yeah.
My language also needs to be vegan. But like, yeah, I mean, like getting blood from a stone is something impossible, but getting milk from a deer is something that's not impossible.
But not advised.
It's not easy, and it's probably not good. And it's probably not something you want to do around other people.
But it is apparently something sanctioned by the Lord, so...
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. Sometimes I want to be alone a lot.
Yeah.
I
can tell you want to be alone right now.
It's nice that he is on whatever, like, Trustpilot or, like, TripAdvisor. Like, he's got good reviews for his saintly actions. You know, like, you go on Yelp and he's got, like, 5 stars. Like,
5 out of 5 would venerate again.
Yeah, exactly. That's good to know that he's available. And, you know, I like going to his fair. I don't know if I went last year, but sometimes I go. Just usually, it's not very big, so, you can see the whole thing in, like, a couple hours.
It is cool as well. It, like, some of the rides go up high enough that you can, like, see the traditional, like, Oxford skyline, but upside down. And that's quite a unique kind of experience. I thought was really fun when I saw, like, the upside down rad cam, which, incidentally, some people say looks like a boob. So that's very on theme.
Well, there you go. And we brought it all the way around.
Oh my god, full circle.
Well, Anna, thank you for telling me the story of this saint who was just the tits.
Hey.
This animal-loving, solitude-seeking, majorly misunderstood saint. Thank you for telling me his tale.
You are.
Especially since most of it was in poetry form. So that was very nice.
Well, you're welcome. And you're welcome that I opted not to do the whole thing in rhyme. Because I think that maybe would have convinced you to never do this ever again. So thank you for the opportunity to do that whole poem at you, because I had great fun.
Right.
But yeah, have a blessed day.
You too. Bye.